Postmodern jukebox is now a worldwide phenomenon whereby a collective of musicians and other artists, under the guidance of their intrepid leader, pianist, arranger Scott Bradlee, adapts popular quote-unquote modern songs, many that are classic rock or pop songs, into vintage versions, done stylistically for the most part in the realm of the 20s, 30s, 40s, in blues and jazz motifs, although the postmodern jukebox business card has expanded to include the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So for example, the dark, brooding, powerful psych rock legacy song, Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden, and written by Chris Cornell, that strikes a huge emotional chord with millions of fans since its release in 1994, goes from this to this.
Start a rain, cold and damp, steal the warmth with tires brand. Times are gone for honest man, and sometimes far too long for snakes. In my shoes, walking slim, in my soul I pray to keep.
And Radiohead's No Surprises from their 1998 stunning game changer of an album, OK Computer, with its nihilistic tone and sad lullaby surrender of someone who is living an unhappy life, goes from this to this.
Yes, I'll take a quiet life, a handshake of carbon monoxide, no alarms and no surprises, no alarms and no.
Another Radiohead post-rocker, the drunken, almost grunge diatribe about being the ultimate outsider, Creep, goes from this
beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a
to this.
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
All genres get sliced and diced through the postmodern jukebox blender. Even Long Beach, California ska punk band Sublime are not immune. Their iconic Santeria is a penetrating fusion of ska, punk, porch blues, and rock, and it is also fair game here, and goes from this
I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. I had a million
unfortunately, rest in peace, Bradlee, becomes this.
Wait till I get back, find a hyena of my own. Daddy's gonna love one and all. And I feel the break, and I've gotta live it up. Oh yeah.
Coolio and LV's exquisitely moving rap anthem, Gangsta's Paradise, with samples from Stevie Wonder's 1976 song, Pastime Paradise, and its ever-expanding meaning and ever-increasing historical significance goes from this
Death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things is going, I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me?
to this.
And I ain't never crossed a man who didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined and talking. I really hate to trip, but I gotta look. As I croak, I see myself in that pistol smoke.
A big part of the postmodern jukebox experience seems to be the tendency to find comely female lead singers and the tendency for fans of PMJ to unabashedly sexually harass them via the many YouTube comments. These comments are not hard to find throughout the PMJ blogosphere. When Tess Moore doing her Marilyn Monroe-style remake of Blondie's Call Me, which shifts the new wave power pop charge of this, to the blonde sex bomb explosion of this,
Color me your color, darling. I know who you are. Come up off your color chart. Find out where you're coming from and call me on the line, baby. You can call me anytime. Call me.
the future Harvey Weinsteins of the world were all too eager to share their appreciation of Moore's talents, writing the likes of, "She'd make a mean Jessica Rabbit. Beautiful women, stunning. My mouth is open and my heart beats like thunder. Did the temperature of the room just raise by 10 degrees Fahrenheit? Never wanted so bad to be a microphone." One of postmodern's best, but you have to learn to either raise the camera angle or lower the mic stand. We get it, dude. You want to see her boobs. Class, sex appeal, music, they don't make it like they used to, so where is the time machine? And finally, I wish her panties were my face. Yes, of course, creeps are everywhere on the internet, but I get the strong sense that Bradlee's setup here encourages this. Remember, there was no Me Too movement in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. And that is what makes this so vexing. Within the postmodern jukebox universe, there seems to be an almost fetish-like appeal of the 40s white male misogynistic dynamic. There are also comments that refers to quote-unquote earlier times being more pure and simple. There is here this polished, hyper-realistic vision that people seem to want. And granted, that period of time may have been an idyllic time for me, but I'm a white male. Those times were not so great for women who were summarily held down and not expected or allowed to be all they wanted to be. And it certainly was not an idyllic time for people of color who were unfortunately and tragically the targets of prejudice and violence. Blacks were lynched in this country throughout this period, and it wasn't until the late 60s that anti-interracial marriage state laws were deemed unconstitutional. So the postmodern jukebox eras were not fond of race mixing, which is kind of funny because in a way, as I look at all the pretty faces on PMJ, I do notice, not going there, never mind. So while I obviously do not get the attraction or the entire postmodern jukebox universe in terms of their staging and their reinterpretations of modern songs, I must and do give credit to all the talented musicians and singers and tap dancers. Everyone. They're great. I admit this. I do ask that for a moment they consider how they are and what they are doing to the source material. That is my single biggest problem with the postmodern jukebox platform, is that it is this huge steamroller that is essentially, to my ears anyways, crapping over so many great songs. You know, it is not easy to not only be a songwriter, but to become a successful one. It takes years of the proverbial blood, sweat, and tears, and hundreds of songs written in the wake of that one great song. But I feel like in a mere 24 hours, most likely, Scott Bradlee does his now sort of formulaic renditions, his arrangements, and completely annihilates a song and the song's intent. Songs are written with an artistic viewpoint, and that framework is the arrangement. You change that framework, especially in what feels like such a capricious way, and you are trivializing a piece of someone's art that they took a lot of time to create. To me, the result feels so vapid and so utterly, creatively lazy. That's the best way to put it. Creatively lazy. To make matters worse, the postmodern jukebox juggernaut has also been producing these horrible kind of Glee-like set pieces. Remember that show Glee? At least in the beginning, when postmodern jukebox was essentially conceived in Scott Bradlee's Queens, New York apartment and recorded and put up on YouTube, they were live performances and they could be appreciated as such. And for the most part, they still are live performances. But these poorly directed, lip-synced mini movies are really just so bad and so horrible. They make the aforementioned Glee episodes look like Citizen Kane. Journey's rocker, Don't Stop Believing, has, through the years, solidified itself as a true rock anthem. So much a part of Americana that it even graced the last episode of the iconic Sopranos TV show. It is, even with its kind of cheesy, outdated vibe, still a super classic rocker. Something to be respected and revered. Nah, I guess not.
Singer in a smoky room, I smell
So I will conclude this opinion piece, this disdain for everything that is a postmodern jukebox, with one more brief example. One of the musical artists who has touched me and inspired me in terms of being a musician and a songwriter is the amazing, the unique David Bowie. And one of his most iconic pieces of work that has penetrated the hard shell psyche of everyone probably on this great big marble we call Earth is the Dadaistic glam rock ballad Life on Mars. The poetry of the song combined with the soaring vocals and elegant melodies makes it an undeniably unforgettable song.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair, and her mommy is yelling no, and her daddy has told her to go, but her friend is nowhere to be seen as she walks through the sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a saddening bore, 'cause she's lived it 10 times or more. It's about to be lived again as they ask her to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's a freaky show. Take a look at that. Oh man, beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know. It's the best-selling show. Is there life on Mars?
Just beautiful. And while Scott Bradlee says he respects the source material, this is what Life on Mars became, put through the postmodern jukebox blender.
Oh man, wonder if he'll ever know he's in the best-selling show. Is there life on Mars?
Yes, people, she was making horn sounds with her lips during David Bowie's Life on Mars. She may as well have pissed on the Mona Lisa. This is American Robb from American Pancake, and this is one man's opinion. Talk to you on the other side.